Hey everyone, Theo here. Today I want to talk about the camera gear and equipment that I used to cover the Urban Sketches Symposium, which happened last month in Auckland, New Zealand. This is the Panasonic GH5, which is the main camera that I use for event coverage. And this is the same camera that I have been using since 2017 to cover those international sketching events such as the Urban Sketches Symposium and the Asia Link Sketch Walk. This lens is the Panasonic Leica 8 to 18mm lens. So this is an ultra wide angle lens that gives me a focal length of 16 to 36, which proved to be very useful during this event. Fitted here at the top is the Sennheiser MKE 400 directional mic. I have some quick release straps for the camera strap that I did not bring. And on the bottom here I have a tripod plate. Now this camera actually malfunctioned during the trip and it was a major bummer. But thankfully it malfunctioned one day after the symposium. Thankfully I was still able to get around 4 or 5 days of use with the camera before the main display just broke down. I can still power the camera, the main display just won't light up, and the touch sensitivity also doesn't work. The electronic viewfinder still works, but when you are recording video, you need the main display. So this one is down, and also the camera operation for some reason has become really sluggish. So I will have to send this in for repair. In fact, I'm making this video about few hours before I send this to the Panasonic service center. I expect the repair cost to be several hundreds of dollars because there is something wrong internally and this display has to be replaced. So that obviously is a major bummer. So watch out for the fundraiser that is coming up soon, where I will be selling some original sketches. I will be having some sale for my online art courses. And if you guys can support me on Patreon, that would be great because the money raised will go towards repairing this 7-year-old camera. I actually thought about buying a new camera, but a new camera is going to be even more expensive than repairing this. So I'm probably going to just repair this. And this camera was actually purchased on the 19th of April 2017. 19th of April is the exact date that the Urban Sketches Symposium's opening night was on. So maybe this camera was fated to just break down during the trip. And you can see this camera has gone through a lot of wear and tear. The rubber grip here has melted off or fallen off. By the way, I have also brought along a tabletop tripod from Valbon, which I did not use much because even though it's small and portable and more lightweight compared to other tripods, it's still kind of heavy. And I have this tripod extension, which sometimes I use as a selfie stick. So I can actually remove this tripod head here and attach this to the extension like this, so that I can have the camera go on top here, so that I can have the camera be further away from my face, so that I can cover or show more of the or capture more of the background. And this is actually quite useful, but I don't use this setup as much as I thought I would because this ultra wide angle lens is actually wide enough to capture my background or the surroundings. So this is a really good lens. The previous lens that I was using, that's the Panasonic Leica 12 to 60mm. So 12mm on this camera will give you 24mm focal length, which is wide but not wide enough. So when I look at the past footages that I record with that earlier lens, there wasn't much space around me and the people that I talked to. But with this lens, there is a lot of space. It's just more spacious. And this combination of lens and camera is pretty lightweight. So this overall setup is about less than 1.2 or 1.1 kg. I have often been tempted to upgrade to APS-C or full-frame cameras, but when I go calculate the weight of the lens together with the camera, together with the mic on top, those camera setups are usually much heavier. And the main selling point with this camera is the in-body image stabilization is so good that you don't actually need a gimbal. And if you do not need a gimbal, you can use or hold the camera like this with one hand. When I'm using it with my right hand or left hand, it's like this. If I'm using it with my left hand, I hold it like this or like this. And I can hold the camera for long periods of time without my hands feeling tired. With this less than 1.1 or 1.2 kg camera setup, you can't get this with other camera setups. There are many downsides with Micro Four Thirds cameras, but the main upside is this is lightweight and you don't have to use this with a gimbal, which is a huge selling point because it makes the whole camera setup lighter and you don't have to spend the money to get that gimbal. The audio quality from the Sennheiser MKE400 directional mic is excellent. This is a very sensitive mic and is able to block out unwanted noise from the sides really well. I will probably make a separate review just for this mic because I have a lot to say about this. I use the ultra wide angle lens for vlogging, for interviews, and also for capturing the activities that were happening. And for the close-up of people sketching, for details, I actually use my iPhone 14 Pro Max, which is fitted inside this lanyard case, which proved to be extremely useful and convenient because you can have your phone accessible at all times. And this is just $5 US. So this footage was captured or recorded with the wide-angle lens, the main camera, and this was recorded with the iPhone. So all these close-ups of people's sketches, the food, the artwork of people sketching, all those close-ups were actually recorded with the iPhone. And I've got to say that the iPhone did a pretty good job with capturing the details. So this was captured with the wide-angle lens, this was captured with the iPhone again. And if you look closely, you can see the difference in video quality between the main camera, the Panasonic camera, versus the iPhone. But if you are just watching the videos on YouTube, you probably won't be able to tell the difference. So it was actually very convenient to have an ultra wide angle lens together with this telephoto lens that's on the iPhone. So after the Panasonic camera malfunction on the second last day, I had to switch over to using the iPhone for vlogging, and the audio quality is just not good enough because the microphone wasn't able to block out the wind noise, and the noise cancelling is, well, just not good enough. At least the video quality is still decent and the stabilization is pretty smooth. So this is what I have used for the event coverage. I'm going to end this video now because I'm going to the Panasonic service center. I'll update you guys on the repair cost in the comment section below when I get back. See you guys in the next video. Bye!